Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I see you guys coming in. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hey, hey, hey. It's a Tuesday. Hello, hello. Blessings, blessings. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, you guys. Glad to see you guys are coming on to join me today. Hello, hello. I know it has been a good minute. Come on in, you guys. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hey, hey, hey. I am very well. Come on in. Let me know that you can hear me. Can you let me know you guys can hear me? I see you guys come on coming on in. Let me know. Yes, yes, it's red. It's red. Red hair. Red hair, don't care. Hello, hello. Blessings, you guys. Come on in. Blessings. Hello, hello. I know it's been a long time, but I'm here today on this blessed Tuesday afternoon here in sunny California, Pacific Standard Time. Welcome, you guys. Come on in. You are entering into the Empowering Wives Power Hour. Hey, hey, hey. Let me know where you guys are coming in from so that I can shout you out. Hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you guys are joining me today. I hope that you guys are excited to hear what we're going to talk about today. I'm excited to be on. It's been a minute, it's been a long time, but I'm here. To God be the glory. This is Empowering Wise Power Hour. So you are about to come on in and be empowered, right? We're going to have a powerful hour of empowerment for wives. Let me tell you something, you guys. In the era of social media that we're in, there is a lot of information, there is a lot of course, counsel via social media, but I don't believe everything that everybody is saying is applying to wives. So during these sessions, during these power hours, I hope to, be the voice for wives who can give you the information that applies to a wife. Okay. And we're going to be coming on twice a week, you guys, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure that you are marking on your calendars. If you are listening to me for the first time, I am on Facebook. I am on YouTube. So if you're listening for the first time, make sure that you like the page, like the broadcast, subscribe to our channel, and make sure to turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss a live session. I know if you guys are anything like me, I love live sessions. Okay. So sometimes if no matter how much I love, an individual, whatever like that, I love live sessions. Okay. So thank you guys for joining me today. So okay, update. Let's not let me not jump on here without giving you guys an update, because I know the last couple of times I've been on, it was about me trying to deal with my health. I'm in a much better place, of course. So my break from, everything that I have been doing has allowed me to kind of, reset, recalibrate, break, realign myself, reassess some things, whilst I was dealing with health challenges. And, to God be the glory, I'm doing much better. I'm still in the fight, still fighting, with the health issues, but I think I got a better control over things. I know what's going on. I am able to identify when my body is kind of, going crazy. I know how to deal with the difficult situation. So I'm happy to be here today. Of course, in good spirits. The joy of the Lord is my strength. So I'm all, even through the difficult times, I think that I can say that I maintain my joy, because no matter what we're going through, it doesn't make sense for us to already have the challenge, to already go through the affliction and still be down, right? So a lot of people kept telling me, you're in such high spirit. Absolutely, because the joy of the Lord is my strength. For those of you who haven't had an opportunity to give into my GoFundMe, that is still live. I still need your help, your financial support to assist me with my medical fund. So if you guys have not had an opportunity to do that, listen here, please give me your support. Anyway, so guys, we're gonna get into it as I see you guys are coming on in here. Do me a favor, let somebody know that I'm on. For those of you who are on YouTube, do me a favor, go and like this video, okay? I know that you're on, I know that you're having an amazing time, but go and give a thumbs up on the video so YouTube will know that hey, people is actually watching this video, and it can inspire, YouTube to send more people like yourself to come and watch the video. So today, you guys, I'm going to be talking on stand on your decision, okay? And we're here for an hour. I'm going to be timing. I'm trying to be, 1 hour. This is an hour of power. And if you miss it today, catch me Thursday because I'm going to be on twice a week. Okay. So stand on your decision, you guys, is our topic for today. Empowering wives with confidence and resilience. Okay. So Job 22 and 28 tells us you will decide on a matter and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways. Okay? Listen, Job 22 and 28. Let me tell y'all something. If you are able to grab a pen and a notepad, take notes. I want you to take notes, you guys. It's important because, I want you to be able to go back to especially use these scriptures as reminders, okay, for what I'm giving you. So stand on your decision. You shall decide on a matter. Now, let me ask you guys something. Have you ever heard something like multiple times? Right? You hear you, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of scriptures that we hear multiple times, a lot of phrases that we hear multiple times, but then there is just this one time when it hit different, right? And it's like, wow, I've heard that so many times, but now I finally get it, right? That's how I am with scripture. Like I can hear a scripture a number of times. When I go back to read it, it's like, wow, I did never saw it like that. So today, what I'm about to say to you, I have said a number of times, right? But I want to come back on here and kind of remind you of this so that hopefully it's going to hit different, okay? I see you guys coming on in. Welcome, welcome. So let me tell you all something. First of all, I'm already aware that a lot of people that follow this channel is here because they are facing infidelity in their marriage. And it's like, okay, seeking help. And of course, you guys know that that was my portion a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, when I was going through in my marriage, many of you weren't even married, okay? Some of you had just gotten married, so you probably was in your honeymoon phase when I was going through. And some of you probably wasn't even thinking about marriage, right? But now, here where I am, you're in this place where you're fighting, you're in the place that I was. And that's how a lot of times circumstances, work, right? Whatever you're going through is for a purpose, it's for a people, for a peculiar time, okay? But let me tell you guys something. When my husband's infidelity was exposed, my entire life flashed before my eyes, right? It was like a role play going on in my head. I began to just recall times, moments, memories, right? Everything flashed before my eyes. And then there was a question that came to me and said, what will I do? And for many of you, or some of you, the question is, what now? Or now what? Okay, my husband is doing this, now what? I'm facing this, now what? Right? From that moment, from that moment when I had that question in my mind, I had the question in my head, you know, I decided that I was going to fight for my marriage. Now, when I made this decision, I had no idea what that meant, right? What that required. Neither did I know what lied ahead. And many of you are in that place, in that position, right? We come off and we say, oh, I'm going to fight for my husband. I'm going to stand for my husband. But let me tell you all something. You have absolutely no idea what is ahead, what hell you got to go through, what the fire look like, what the level of heat is going to be. And then it's like, whoa, 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 right? Come on now. Anybody can testify to what I'm talking about. Can anybody relate? Right? That yes, you made this big decision. Yes, you commit to this, but my God, right? So from that moment, it was the beginning of a new journey. You went from one situation and circumstance to another very quickly, right? But today I want to empower you guys today. I want to empower you guys today because many of you are here because you made your decision already. Many of you are here because you said now what, and you're trying to figure out what did that now what means or what the next step is. First and foremost, I want to come to you today because you've already made that decision to tell you to stand on your decision. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you why this is important. Why is it important for you to stand on your decision? James 1, right? James 1, 6 to 8 says this. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, right? Because the one who doubt is like a wave of the sea blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect anything from the Lord. Okay, such a person is double minded and unstable in all that they do. Okay, why is it important for you to make a decision and stand on your decision? Because why? You must not doubt, right? And you must believe, because anybody know anything about the waves? You hear and there and this way and that way and just to and from. Yes, I want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. Yeah, I made up my mind. I want my husband. No, I don't want my husband. I could take this. No, I can't take this, right? So that's what it's talking about. You're tossed to and from, because why? You have not made a decision. And even in that, it may be one about your marriage, right? But because of that, all of a sudden now you find in your life that there are other decisions that need to be made, and you're the same way. Okay, it could be about um health. Okay, I want to start eating healthy. I can't do this. I want to do this. I can't do this. It could be in your career, right? I want to go for a position. No, I don't want to go for a position. I want to do this. No, I want to do that. I want to do something else. Oh no, I don't want to do something else. So when you begin to be this way, this is what the Bible say: a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So now, how do you correct that? Even if you have been tossed to and fro, even if you've been in a place where you find yourself now double-minded, okay, now is the day to begin to go back and reevaluate, reassess, right? And redecide. I don't know, is that a word? Redecide, right? Decide again. Decide what you are doing again so that you won't be to and from decisions. Am I making sense today? Am I speaking to anybody today? Am I helping someone today? Right? Now, even in that, and I don't think nobody have really taught us the importance of making a decision, right? Let me tell you something. Even in choosing an outfit to go out, you know on a date, let me tell you something. I have come to a place in my life where I don't want all the options, right? If I see something and I like it, I don't want to go and look somewhere else, right? I don't want to see what else is there because guess what? That causes me now to rethink what I've already decided, right? And what happened? That begins to trickle down in your life from one thing to the next. First off, it's gonna be about an outfit. Then it's gonna be about what you're gonna cook, right? Right? You can't decide on an outfit. You can't make a decision on what to cook, right? You deciding on a vacation. You don't know if you want to go to Las Vegas, and everything starts to be just a whole whirlwind of indecision, right? And let me tell you something that affects you emotionally. That affects you emotionally. So you want to begin to begin to build a strong pillar within yourself, within your spirit man, that you begin to be seen as a person that know what she want. Because guess what? When you are indecisive, people take advantage of that, right? But we're going to fix that. So I want to give you a couple of reasons why making a decision is important. Okay. First of all, clarity. Clarity. And let me tell you all something. Some of us, we begging for clarity right now. I just want to have a direct roadmap. I just want a clear path. Anybody like that? I don't like things but ain't clear. I like things clear, right? Clarity. Making a decision helps to provide clarity in a situation, right? It allows you to understand what you want or what you need, and it helps defining the goal and objective, right? Why is this important? Because guess what? When you have clarity of where you want to go, um you're gonna be tossed to and fro. For example, as simple as YouTube, right? Let's say that you listen here. I had to fix this in my personal life. I go on YouTube to look for a teaching, right? Teaching beyond faith, whether it be on prayer, whether it be on whatever it is. I went on YouTube for a particular reason. All of a sudden, I'm looking at a hair video, right? Then I'm looking at a cooking video, a recipe. Then I'm looking at construction videos, right? Has this happened to anybody? Does anybody had this issue? Right? See, this it is a problem, right? We don't know it is a problem, but that causes our focus to be split in 10. So when we come on here with a direct focus, because we really have like a roadmap, right? And then there comes discipline, because we ain't disciplined enough to say, you know what, I come on here for to look for a prayer video, right? And because we're not disciplined, we start looking at all these videos. And let me tell you all something. Here is the thing. 2 hours done pass. 2 hours done pass. You come on here to look at a teaching to, get some substance about something, and next thing you know, 2 hours done pass. And guess what got the least attention? The thing that you actually came on YouTube for, right? But when you have a clarity of mind, there comes a clarity of focus, and you're not all over the place. Because what? If it isn't adding to what you are doing at the time, you ain't really gonna pay attention to it. So I recognize now that if I'm going on YouTube to watch a hair video, I'm only going to watch a hair video, right? If I'm going on YouTube, when I pick up my phone to say, let me go look for something, I'm making sure that I don't get sidetracked. Why? Because I need to have a clarity of mind. And there are small things like this that begins to be a habit and it begins to grow. And next thing you know, this just how we are. And we think it's okay. It is not okay. You need clarity. Okay. A next reason to keep um um why making a decision is important is for efficiency. When you make a decision and stick to it, right? It's not just making a decision, right? But we're trying to stick to the decision that we made. It allows you to move forward, right? And take action more efficiently. This prevents indecision or constantly changing your mind, which can waste time and cause burnout. This can waste time and cause burnout. Let me tell you what happens, right? Let's say, you come on here to listen to a video on faith, right? Next thing you know, you on another video about gift of the spirit, you on video about, Holy Spirit, on a video about spiritual warfare. And what happens? Now your mind has picked up so much of these little pieces that what happened? You don't know what to do. Okay, and guess what? All these things that you have watched could be things of substance. They could be very good quality information, but you don't dip in so many pools. Now you don't know what to do. I've had, people during times of coaching. Meltoria, I've read this, I've read that, I've read this, I read books on this, and I've read books on that, but now I don't know what to do, right? And what happened? You get tired because now you're overwhelmed with information and you're stuck because you don't know how to move forward. You don't know now how to progress, right? It doesn't make sense if we get all this information, if this information cannot help us to progress. It doesn't make sense to have all the information if it doesn't help us to move forward, right? We have to be at a place where we are intentional about our food sources. We are intentional about our food because why? We have a plan. We made a decision and we want to make sure that everything that we're doing, everything that we're being a part of is contributing, right, to the decision that was made. Am I making sense today? Right? We want to make sure that everything is contributing to the decision that we made, right? For example, if you set out to buy a house 2024, right? You have set out to buy a house in 2024 and you need a down payment of $10,000 and you got to save this, right? Then because you have made that decision, guess what? You're going to cut out on trips to the restaurant. You're going to cut out on, places that you travel. You're going to cut down on events that you engage in because why? You have made a decision about buying a home. You know you need $10,000 and you don't want to be engaging in activities that is going to take away from you achieving or getting to the place or getting the thing that you decided about. Come on, somebody. I see you guys coming on in. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're joining live for the first time, make sure that you give me a subscription. Make sure you click the notification bell. And guess what? Thumbs up on the video. Let YouTube know we out here watching this video, okay? Amen. Another reason why making a decision is important. It causes you to commit, right? Making and keeping decision demonstrates your commitment and integrity. It shows that you are reliable and can be trusted to follow through on your choices, which can enhance your reputation and your relationships. You see how standing firm on your decision plays a number of parts in your life. It shows people that if she says something, she gonna do it, right? If she says she gonna do this, I better not mess around with her because she's standing on what she decide. If she say, listen here, if you do this again because I ain't gonna do that, guess what? They it forces people to give you respect. It forces respect because people already know you have built a character that say I am committed to doing what I say I am going to do. Right? You see how indecision and decision deciding can affect so much areas of your life. It builds your reputation, right? And let me tell y'all something. Commitment is another thing that spills out in other areas of your life. If you can't commit to a decision that you make, guess what? The decision gonna be about your marriage, right? And then here it is now. You want to build your spiritual life. You want to commit to, spiritual growth and maturity. So now you want to read the word, right? And you find that you're having yourself being committed to spending time in the word. Why? Because the lack of commitment moved from one area of life to the next. Right? It's let's say that you decide that you want to save so much money at the end of the year. Let's say that you decide that you want to go on a family vacation. You want to take your children out on a nice trip. And you say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do for the next 7 months to ensure that I come through for my children this way. But because the lack of commitment, it starts in one area and it trickle down to the next thing. And so you can't commit to the fact that you say you're gonna stand for your marriage. Then guess what? You can't commit to saving up a down payment to buy this house that you're mind on. And now you can't commit to a vacation that you want to give your children. Right? Yes, consistency is important. It builds up a spirit, right? And what happened? This something that you ain't gonna always have to fight with. All you have to do is stay committed. If you stay committed and you build that spirit of commitment, yeah, it's a spirit. Commitment is a spirit. And once you build that, you ain't always have to fight in different areas of your life. Because why? I learned how to be committed in saving, right? I learned how to be committed and studying the word, right? I am committed to my prayer. So it ain't gonna be a fight now when it comes to saving up for the house. Am I making sense today? Right? This is a power hour, right? For wise empowerment, right? So, again, why is it important to make a decision and stand on it? For growth, right? Growth. Every decision, whether successful or not, it provides an opportunity for learning and growth. Making choices and taking responsibility for the outcome helps in personal and professional development, as it allows you to gain experience and learn from your mistakes. My Lord, it helps you to grow in your spirit, your personal life, your professional life. It helps growth because what? Let me tell you something. Even if you decide on something and it fails, but you stick to it, what? You have this opportunity now to be able to really hone in to say, okay, this went wrong here, this went wrong there, I see this and I see that. So what? Now you can fix this and fix that, and it gives you an opportunity to now go in and correct things that needed correcting, right? But if you up and down, fighting, not fighting, saving, not saving, going on vacation, not going on vacation. Now, let me tell you something. All of these things are contributing to in your mindset, and now your mind is confused, right? So this ushers in confusion. So that power that lies within you through your mind, the subconscious mind, it can't yield results because it don't what we doing, what we doing, right? The power of making decision and standing on your decision also helps progress, right? Progression. Making and keeping decisions is essential for progress and achieving your desired outcome. And what happened? All of us have made a decision, right? Because there is an outcome that we want to have, right? Now, when you stand on decision, when you make a decision, you stand on a decision, right? It helps you to set goals and to take necessary action towards that success. So see, because you in up and down, left and right, north and south, east, west, because that everything again, it can contribute to why you're listening to a certain thing, why you're reading a certain book, why you're taking a certain course, why you're doing coaching. Because you have set a goal and you have a desired outcome and you're sticking to that, right? Because why? You are not operating from a double minded spirit. And see, we don't set out and nobody makes a decision to become double minded, right? Nobody say, you know what, today, this year, I just can be a whole double minded person. Nobody set out to make that decision, But let me tell you what happened. Because of, indecision, now it becomes a practice. It just showing up. And you don't know why you like this. You know, y'all ever hear practice makes perfect? Right? Practice makes perfect. And every novice, every expert was once a novice, right? So you start off with, you know just having a hard time making a decision on prayer, right? Just prayer. I want to get up and I want to pray early in the morning, 2 a.m. I want to just set up to pray. I want to make sure that I'm praying every day, right? You make a decision, but you ain't showing up to it. The next thing you know, you toss to and fro in that area, and again, that spill off in another area and spill off on another area, and you just a whole pro at not sticking to anything, and you haven't made any progress, right? When you make a decision and you stand on your decision, you will make progress. Let me tell you how I know you will make progress, right? And even though you're not at the place where you had set off and you desire to be, but if you can look back at yesterday, if you can look back at last month and say, you know what, I have changed from the person that I was, that's progress. If you can look back at last year and say, you know what, I'm in a much better place this year, you know you've made progress. Let me tell you something, guys. So I've been to the doctor, for a follow-up checkup the other day. I don't know, probably but over a month ago now, just follow up, right? And my blood work and it wasn't even the best, right? Doctor said your blood work ain't too good, but it's better than it was before. You making progress, okay? It didn't matter that it ain't 100, right? But there is changes, right? And the change came by me being I made a decision that I'm gonna make sure I take my medication this time, that because when I started out, I was all over the place. I couldn't stick to my medication. I just was having a hard time because I wasn't used to it. But I made the decision to make sure I take it at certain times. I'm gonna make sure when I get out of bed, before I go to do anything, I'm gonna take my morning medication. When I'm eating at lunch, before I'm gonna have a medication there. When I'm eating dinner or whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I take my med so that I can be consistent in what I was doing. Okay, decision, starting on the decision. So now it helped me, okay? So again, it wasn't great, but it was progress, right? You have to push to prevail, but you will make progress. And as long as you're getting ahead, that's good. That's great. So overall, making and keeping decisions is crucial for personal, professional, spiritual, and your emotional well-being. Remember, you guys, I said, when you start, you just you go keep going, being tossed to and fro, back and forth on your decision, it affects you emotionally, right? So all of a sudden you're feeling down, sad, and you're feeling hopeless because you're not seeing any progression, right? You're not seeing any progress. You set out to bake this cake. The mix called for 2 days of baking. You stop on the first, or the or let's say the cake calls for a week of baking. On the third day, you decide you wanted to do something else, right? And then when you decide on something else, and then you decide you want to do something else, and all of a sudden you find that nothing is completed and you're feeling hopeless because nothing has progressed. But guess what? It was because of the to and fro. We got to stick things out, people. We got to start sticking things out. And sticking things out don't mean that circumstances got better. It doesn't mean that the affliction or the fire is any cooler. It means that I have made a decision and I'm not going back on what I have decided, right? So again, it helps in providing direction, making a decision, sticking to your decision. It helps you. A lot of people say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what next, right? What decision have you made? Right? Is what you want to do having anything to do with that decision? Right? It helps provide direction, efficiency, growth, commitment, and progress. And again, not just in the area of your marriage, but different aspects of your life. I know that a lot of people have said, Meltoria, it seems as if I start having issues in my marriage. Now I'm having issues in so much different areas of my life. Let me tell you something, because why? We have to begin to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And you're gonna take hold, right? You're gonna take hold of the issue and not allow it to affect other areas of your life that you're going in, right? Not allow it to affect your finances, not allow it to affect your health, not allow it to affect your career. Because why? When you make a decision, you can say, this is what I'm doing concerning this. This is what I'm doing concerning that, right? And you could keep a handle on things like that. When you make a decision and stand on it, it helps you, especially in times of crisis, right? James 1 2 to 4 says this: Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters. Now, come on now, Paul, you're starting off wrong. Paul, you're starting off wrong, sir. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kind, because you know the testing of your faith produces perseverance, right? The testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Crisis in your life has a purpose. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, crisis in your life has a purpose. And I know people will say, God don't want me to go through this. Oh, he stopped this because I was going through this. No, sir. No, ma'am. God ain't gonna take you out because of what you're going through, but He is going to see you through, because this crisis have a purpose in your life, and the testing of your faith, it produces perseverance. See, we want perseverance but we don't want our faith to be tested. A lot of people out here talking a good talk anyhow, talking about I standing strong. I ain't letting the devil win. The devil can't have my husband. No, sir. Wrong wife. But guess what? When the fire get turned up hotter, we see a backtracking as if there is all of a sudden selective amnesia because folk forget what they said. Let me tell y'all something. And I said this before, but this is a good time to say this again. Back in about 2016, let me tell you something. I just started talking, publicly about what I went through, testifying about marriages, man. And let me tell you something. I was shocked the amount of people that began to reach out to me, the amount of women that I began to, come in contact with because of me testifying on what God did in my marriage. And I was speaking with boldness. I was speaking with confidence. I was in my happy place. I was in my good place. And then, boom, I found out that my husband had another child. Let me tell y'all something. I take off my wedding ring and I slam that on the counter. I said, God, how could you let this happen? I mean, not let the fact that, my husband had a second child happen. Like, God, why you call me to help wives fight for their marriage? And at this point, I don't even know if I can still be married to this man, right? Because now all of the emotions, all the pain that I thought I'd overcome, it rise up again. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you what hit me at that moment. I say, God, what I can do now because I don't have another 8 years to spare. And 8 years, you guys, was the time that I felt that I took to deal with and accept the other child that my husband had. I'm like, I ain't got no more time to give. I ain't got no more support to give. Like, why? And let me tell you something. Everything that I was teaching, everything that I have been testifying of, now I had to put this into practice because I needed it. I needed to die to my flesh. I needed to make the decision based on the will of God, not based on what I was going through, right? I needed to now rethink even what I said, talking about I know if I can still be married. Listen here, God already called me and say this is what you got to do. How I could go backtracking on that? Y'all see how we get too familiar with God? Like we could tell God what we could do and what we ain't gonna do, right? People talk about the Lord called me to stand for my marriage, and then 2, 3 years later, they ain't standing for their marriage no more. God don't change his mind, people. He ain't gonna backtrack on that. Right? So my faith was tested. Everything that I was saying, everything that I was standing by, everything that I was standing behind was tested. Okay? But guess what? I developed something that I could not develop outside of that test, and that was perseverance, right? Crisis in your life has more benefit than you walking through than trying to come out of this, right? If we're going to be honest, and if you guys are anything like me, it was the crisis, right? That caused me to see God's face, right? It was the crisis that propelled me to find the place of prayer and seek spiritual intimacy with God. It was the place of crisis. It wasn't because I was having, a great time. It was because I was in the fire and under the fire, right? It was crisis that caused me to consider and rethink my relationship with God. Like, what have I been doing all these years? It was the crisis I remember my husband said some time ago before, he said, honey, you know, I don't want us to go back through what we have gone through, but where we would have been had we not gone through what we have gone through. And us being in that place where we were, that started at a decision. What am I going to do? Right? So, therefore, it's up to you guys. It's up to you if you want to receive the benefits of what you're going through by staying focused. Stay in focus. Are you going to receive the benefits? Staying focused will help you to do that. What I mean by staying focused? You have to have that end goal in mind. And you have to keep your eyes fixed on that. Remember, the Bible said, do not look at the things that are seen, but the things that are unseen, because the things that are seen are only temporary. It's temporal. But the thing that is unseen is eternal. And when you make a decision what you're going to do, then you got to develop that picture in your spirit, in your mind, so you can keep focus on that. You can't look at the outward circumstances and the situations that you're presented with. Because why the Bible says all things work out together for the good of them that love the Lord and are called according to their purpose. You have people out here, they bend in the scripture on why they should fail or why it makes sense they giving up. Let me tell you something. We need to begin to stop this, because guess what? Folk out here lying on God and say this a God idea and God put this together. No, ma'am. Your flesh orchestrated that. Because the word is already said, heaven and earth shall pass away, but one thing will remain the same is the word. Okay? How do you stay focused? Remember your decision. Y'all know my story. There were times that I wanted to quit, but I just keep on remembering. I say I was going to do this. I say, and let me tell you something. During the time when I hop back on and say, you know what, I can't. Listen here. I can't do that because this is what I decided. I can't because this is what I decided. I can't go here because this is what I decided. Let me tell you something. You got to make a decision and stand on it, right? Now, I am well aware that a lack of confidence plays a part in the reason why people go back and forth on a decision. Right now, I can't cover everything in all aspects of your life today, but what we are going to talk about is as it relates to your marriage. Right now, I know and I'm well aware that people think that, if there are issues in your marriage, there is an escape, you know, and that escape is divorce. I'm well aware of that. I hear people say some real convincing things, but I got to remember what the Lord has told me. I got to remember what the Lord has shown me. I have to listen there. People say some real convincing things. Okay. But I do not believe that divorce is a solution. I do not believe the divorce is a solution. And let me tell you something. There are situations where you ain't got no control. You don't have control on what is done. You can control what you are doing. You cannot control what the other person is doing. Right? So my belief that divorce is not a solution is based on this, right? Matthew 19. And I'm going to read this, right? And it came to pass when Jesus had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee and came into the coast of Judea beyond Jordan. And a great multitude followed him, and he healed them there. But the Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him, and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answered and said unto him, have you not read that he which made them in the beginning made them male and female? right? And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother and cleave to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Wherefore they are no longer two, but one flesh. That therefore whom God had joined together, let no man separate. And for time, I'm gonna skip on, right? Now, there is, you guys, something that is in play here in this particular scripture that really have me standing on this, right? And that is a law that is called the law of first mention. Now, what is the law of first mention? Some Bible students use the law of first mention as a guideline to study in which they find the first time a word or phrase or idea or doctrine is introduced, right, in scripture to better understand the other references. So when we're looking at the law of first mention, we have to look at when this particular thing, whether it be a word, a phrase, a doctrine, when was it first mentioned and what was meant when it was first mentioned? Because guess what? We could be twisting some stuff, right? So this first mention, right? This was first mentioned. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Where was this first mentioned? This was first mentioned in Genesis 2 and 24. And who first mentioned it? This is where God said it. This was, so if God said it, this was his idea. That's why Jesus had to say, hold on now. This is what Moses permitted. But God, he had no part in that, right? This is what Moses permitted, but this was not the Father's idea, right? That's why Jesus answered, have you not read in the beginning the Creator? He made them male and female and said, for this reason or for this cause, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they're no longer one, but two. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man separate. What God has joined together. A marriage between a man and a woman was God's idea. It was the foundation that was set. It was the blueprint that was set. So when a man and a woman come together and decide that they are going to marry, this is God's idea. This is what God, he is not talking about the individual marriages. He is not talking about every single situation. He is talking about marriage between a man and a woman where the female come together for male for the purpose of the kingdom, right? So if you've made the decision to stand for your marriage, you can be confident that you made the right decision. Now, back to where we started in Job 22 and 28, where it said, light will shine upon your ways. You shall decide on a matter, and light will shine on your ways. Here are some tips, you guys, that I'm going to leave you with. Until Thursday. We're going to be back Thursday, you guys. For those of you who are just joining, make sure you catch the replay. We're going back to the beginning. Make sure that you get all of this. Don't leave out anything, right? Go back to the beginning. So here are some tips that I want to leave you until Thursday, right? Some tools that you can use to become more confident decision maker. As a wife, you got to be a confident decision maker. As a woman, you got to be a confident decision maker. As a mother, you got to be a confident decision maker. First of all, you got to seek support networks. You can't be in a place where people talking contrary to your decision, to the decision that you made, that you're not getting the support that you need so you can progress, right? You need to be in a place where you're getting support, where you could keep your commitment, right? The empowerment that you need Take personal growth opportunities where there are any opportunity for you to grow. That's an opportunity. Let me tell you something. Whether it's it's a course, a class, or a reading, a book club. Come on now, these are opportunities for growth. Anywhere where you could get information that you didn't know last year, where you could get information that you didn't know yesterday, it is a personal growth opportunity. Self reflection. Come on now, sometimes we need to just evaluate ourselves. Where you are today and where do you want to be tomorrow? Are you happy with where you are? So now we got to start making some real self evaluation, start reflecting on where we're at and begin to make decisions that will help us to make the changes in our lives where we want to change. Come on, somebody. Am I making sense today? Self reflection. You guys, you got to look at yourself and say, you know what? This whole place that I'm in, I don't like it. Right? There are some changes there's some things that I do, I need to change. And then you begin to work towards those changes. Okay, that's the only way. Changes are not going to come in your life by happenstance. You have to be intentional about the things that you engage in, right? The things that you do, the events you attend, the books you read, the videos that you watch, the people that you listen to. All these contributes to growth. And if you're overwhelming yourself, then you're going to be overwhelmed. If you're reading 4 books at a time, you got to cut it down. Start one at a time. Get all you can get from that one book. Some of y'all get 2 and 3 coaches. You get this marriage coach, you that marriage coach, and you a part of 2 of them. No. And then you confusing yourself because this marriage coach says something, the next marriage coach says something. No, come on now. You got to make some decisions. Come on now, cut some things down. You got to prune the tree. There are some branches, listen here, are hindering the growth of the whole tree. So you got to pluck some things off. Come on. Have you guys ever, do you know how they grow a rose? Right? So I have seen the process of growing a rose. And I tell you all, I just be all over the place on YouTube. I stopped that though. I don't do that no more. You can get a rose and pluck off everything. All the nice flower, pluck it off and put that in good soil and nurture that, and you can have a whole rose bush. Some of you got every single thing that you've been doing for the past year, 2 years. You got to pluck it all off and start with a fresh stem so that you can grow and become a full bloom, beautiful bush who have made some difficult decisions in her life and stood on their decisions. Listen here, you guys. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. This is empowerment. This is empowering hour. This empowerment hour. Empowering wives power hour. Thank you guys for coming on. I'm back here, you guys, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I don't want to let you guys know, if you all haven't heard already that I have launched Empowering Wives radio broadcast, radio show. It's empoweringwives.com/radio. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all on the road and y'all want to listen to some music, if y'all want to listen to something positive, y'all make sure tune in. empoweringwives.com/radio. We ain't only talking, but we are providing an atmosphere of just gospel music, all types of gospel music. So while you're on the road, while you're at work, and you want to listen to some positive music, make sure you guys are tuning in. And we have some special things that is going to be going on at Empowering Wives Radio. But it's all to empower. It's all to inform wives. Let me tell you something. Thank you guys for coming on. Remember, you guys, go back and like this video on YouTube so YouTube could tell folks we listening. Until Thursday, the same time, I'll see you guys for another powerful topic. Thank you guys for joining me today. God bless you all. Again, you guys, for those of you who have not yet supported my GoFundMe, I am still in need of your support. I am still in need of your financial help to ensure that I get my medical funds covered. I really would appreciate your support. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming on. God bless.